got a problem here, guys. The skid plate won't fit. All right, there's some interference going on here, and I'll show you what's going on. All right, damn it, everything was fitting so nicely. All right, okay. So is this part right here. This here, it hits the side of this, the motor case, right? Because it's just so much more beefier here. All right, I didn't have this problem with the Sur Ron motor. I didn't have this problem with the QS motor. But this one, I have a problem. See, Racespec Sur Ron. Won't go up in there. It's touching the case. So I'm gonna have to grind that down. Other than that, it looks like it fits. All right, the other side fits because it's spaced out on the other side. All right. If you don't know how the Sur Ron motor works, it's bolted directly to the frame right here. But on the other side, there's the spacers on it's wider on the motor is on this side. All right, it's on the right side. Okay, so there's not a lot of clearance between this. All right, it makes me wonder, did they test this out, the fitment, on various skid plates and stuff? All right, because it ain't fitting with my Racespec Sur Ron skid plate. So what I'm gonna have to do is grind this. All right, what I'm gonna do is take this sharp edge off and just keep on grinding it until it fits. Okay, that's not cool. Oh, if that's what I gotta do, then that's what I gotta do. Because I definitely want a skid plate. I definitely want to protect my $1,500 motor when I bash it up on logs and stuff. Alright, okay. Doesn't look good, guys. So I've grinded the crap out of this skid plate, man. I took half of this ear off, and then it's still touching right here. Alright, it's almost there. Let's see. Almost halfway. Halfway, as you can see. But yeah, halfway. Alright, we're almost there. So if I move the motor up all the way, it might clear, okay? Because it's like halfway through its adjustment, but that's a no-go, and it shouldn't interfere with the skid plate no matter what position the motor is in, right? Because at some point you're gonna have to adjust the chain or the belt or whatever all the way down there. So yeah, not liking that. So I actually want it to clear. I actually want it to clear when it's in the lowest position, right? Okay, there we go. That's the lowest position, and that's even worse now. See, now it's not. That's definitely not anywhere near the hole. Okay, so it looks like I gotta grind this. Yeah, I have to go all the way like this, and I've already taken like a lot off of this already. So, but we'll go. I'll get a marker. Let's see if we can grind it a little more. But there's a lot I gotta take off, man. This motor is freaking massive, dude. Okay, so if you're wondering how I'm shaping this thing or cutting pieces off of it, is I'm using the vise here and this tool right here. Okay, cut off. Right, so what I've done just now is I've cut more into here and there. So now, before it was like, you know, it was nice and flowing. Now it just got this sharp edge to it. I don't like it. It's ugly looking now. All right, so the funny thing is, this came up all the way. It was all the way up here before. All right, it goes like this. All right, that's the piece that I've cut off so far. Like this, and then kind of like that. All right. The other one was like it was before. Like it's actually the same height right here. That's the funny thing. This is actually the same as this. So I can probably chop a little bit more off of this, but I think we got to go more this way. All right, this is the part that's touching it now. Okay. Yeah, I think it from about here to like here we got to grind. All right, so our haze bang is trying not to take off as much as possible. All right, but stuff is pretty tough, but I like as much of it on there as possible. Man, this thing is seen. As you can see, this is taking quite a beating, but man, there's no holes, no cracks, no dents, nothing in it, man. It's a freaking awesome skid plate. It's a freaking awesome skid plate. Look at it. Oh my god. Alright, so this is not making me happy, that's for sure. Okay, it's still touching, guys. Still touching. It's at the lowest position right now, though. Okay, that's I think the tightest you can make it. All right, so I'm gonna go grind all this silver off here. All right, that seems to be touching still, And then yeah, and then this thing is gonna get hot, so it might make this melt. I'm not sure. All right, but okay. Got another problem. So I still need to shave off a little more, but it's the rivet nut. All right, the rivet cert is touching the case now. Okay, damn it, the heck. You see it in there? Yeah. Hear that kind of clacking sound? Yeah, that's the rivet cert hitting it. I might have to grind it a little bit. Maybe grind it at like a little bit of an angle, so I'm going to lose some of the threads on it now. Okay. Now I'll take it off and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so what I'm talking about is right here. Okay, I'm going to cut this in half, I guess. Cut the threads in half. Hopefully yeah, man. It's almost like it's useless. The sad thing is like 3 of them fit, but this one doesn't. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is we're going to grind. Let's just grind a quarter off first. I'll cut a quarter off, and then I'll grind or cut, and then I'll cut whatever all that silver is off right there. Okay. Hopefully it'll fit after that. Okay, there we go. So that's what it looks like here, and that's what it looks like right there. Okay, so you can see it's half the size of the other ones almost. Okay, that's enough. And this thing got like so hot that it melted the plastic a little bit when I was cutting it. All right, hopefully we can get this squared away. Looks like it might. Okay, some progress made. So yeah, man, all the problem lies with this side. This side is just, it's too freaking big, man. Damn it. So remember what I said, like the Sur Ron motor is all flat and stuff on this side. Well, and this one kind of bulges out and has all these heat sinks. Well, that's the problem. It just, you know, it wasn't designed for this motor. So let's say that makes me wonder how the stock skid plate will fit, right? They should at least make it so it fits a stock skid plate. So now I'm having another problem. It's touching right here, all right? It's actually touching the motor, all right? The skid plate is actually touching the motor, which is not a big deal. There's a little piece of insulating tape there, just if that happens, right? But the problem is I can only get 3 of the 4 mounts on there. I got this one to fit, all right, barely. And it's like not, I can't tighten it all the way. Okay. The bolt might be touching it too, touching the cover, so I don't know. All I can say is when we tighten the motor, when we move the motor up, all right, up the mount, it should fit, all right? But I want it just in case in the future we need this extra slack, you know, that we can do it, all right? So I guess what we're going to do is grind a little bit of this, all right? So something like, I know this is the last time to take this sucker off. Yeah, in fact, we probably don't even have to take the whole thing off, but I'll do it anyway. We'll take here. Okay. Oh no, my pen doesn't work anymore. What's going on here? All right, all of that has to be grinded a little bit. Okay. Last thing. And if it'll fit like this, then it'll fit through the whole range, all right? For sure, when we move the motor up here, it'll fit, all right? But I don't want to have any problems in the future when we do have to use that, get the motor that low. The thing is massive. It barely fits in there, guys. All right, guys. I'm not having a good time here. All right, so I grinded it, and look, ooh, there's room now, all right? The bolt fits, all right? This one still doesn't fit, man. I mean, I guess I can squeeze it enough where, like, it will fit, but, so now the problem is the bolt, where the bolts are sticking out on this cover, it's hitting this, all right? So I don't know what to do anymore, guys. I think that's the limit, all right? So I'm gonna move the motor up. Yeah, we'll move the motor up and we should have a little more clearance. Again, we just have to run a really tight chain or something, man. And then and then hopefully we can get this one up there. If I push this and bend the skid plate a little bit, because this thing is it's pretty flexible, I can get this one in. All right, but yeah, now it's hitting that bolt right there. So I fixed all of this. I fixed this. It might still be touching that. I'm sure there's going to be all sorts of scratches on the motor now. All right. And then one thing I'm beginning to notice, this motor, it sticks out a whole lot on the right side. A whole lot, man. Yeah. If you drop your bike on a rock or something, like let's say you're doing some enduro stuff, you're riding in the rocks and stuff, you drop your bike on the rock, it could hit that pretty easily. It's sticking out a whole lot. All right. Now, hopefully, since it's billet aluminum, all right, CNC billet aluminum, it'll be pretty strong. Okay. So, I guess it wouldn't be too hard to replace this cover, though. I mean, yeah, it would be annoying because of the connector and all that, but okay. I think that's it. I'm not going to try anything else. I'm going to try it now. I'm going to try to move the motor up so we can get more clearance, and then I'll push that up, and then we'll see how much we can tighten it. Okay. All right, hallelujah! I got it to fit, guys. I did it. All right. So let's take a look at the left side. There's nothing interfering on the left side. All right. Yeah. So all this fits here. There's a lot of space on this side, guys. However, yeah, the phase wires come pretty close. They're like touching the skid plate. All right. This little block where the phase wires are, it comes pretty close to the skid plate, but not lots of room for comfort. That's what I want to say. All right, that's what it looks like inside. Okay, inside here is a lot of gap with the BAC 4000. The 8000, yeah, would probably come all the way down here. So tight. Let's see how it is when we have the other controller. Okay. Yep, okay. Oh yeah, so here's this side. Alright, so yeah, it's really close to here, alright? Really close. Like I can get my fingernail in there barely. Okay, and we moved it up quite a bit for it to clear, alright? I was able to get that in. So if we want to tighten it, I don't think we could tighten it any more than that, man. Okay. Alright, so now I'm gonna go install the chain. I think this whole getting the Racespec Sur Ron skid plate is going to be its own video. And so installing it was really easy, man. It took me like 10 minutes to get it in there. All right, you just put these bolts in, then you go on the other side and put the other bolts in, and that's it. You know, it wasn't hard at all. In fact, I think it fits a little loose compared to the Sur Ron motor, in my opinion. All right, you know, I haven't torqued the motor mounts yet either, so I'll probably do that next. Now let's go torque it. The skid plate's on there pretty tight. All right. Yeah, that thing is solid, dude. It's like touching the motor, man. Touching the motor. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to damage my freaking $1,500 motor, dude. hitting it with a freaking rock. All right. Oh, I forgot we have to put the chain on first. Let's put the chain on first, and then we can tighten the motor. I forgot we got to put the chain on. All right, so now hopefully we don't have another problem with the freaking chain not being long enough, okay? All right. Okay, it's the moment of truth. We're gonna go and tighten the motor mounting bolts. I've already tensioned the chain. All right, it looks like we're okay. We're in the middle of the adjustment range, so we shouldn't have too much problem with this touching the skid plate anymore. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and tighten the front mounts. Okay, there's one. Okay, front mounts are tight. I'm gonna go tighten this back one here. Okay, and the last one. Okay, there we go. We're done. Let me double check the skid plate bolts. Okay, they're pretty tight. And yeah, so the reason I want to have a skid plate also is so I can use this stand here. It's so much easier to work on this stand, man. But when you work on the, when you have to take the motor out, you can't have the skid plate on there, so you can't use the stand. Oh, the other one kind of spins, but it's on there. Yeah. Okay, there we go. And like, there's gonna be stuff pushing on that and stuff. I don't think it's gonna. I've never had the skid plate come off on me. So, all right, let's see if the wheel moves. All right, looks like it moves just fine. All right. Oh yeah. So one last thing we got to do is we got to torque this nut here. Almost forgot. Okay, last thing to do is I'm going to torque this nut here. Okay. And the way Hades Omega does that, so I take this bad boy and I just stick it in here. All right, and then it will get caught up on the swing arm. I've got it set for 36 foot-pounds. That's what the torque is. Okay, that's close enough. I messed my swing arm up. Okay, and there we have it. It's up, 'tis on there. Alright, so in the next video, we'll see if this bad boy starts. Alright, so we'll put the motor in. Everything is hooked up, ready to go. The motor is in there, alright? So the motor's in there, the chain's on there, the bike should function. But we'll see if it'll work with this bad boy. Okay, so there you go. I hope you guys have enjoyed the installation video. This is the hardest. I'm not gonna lie, the QS motor was kind of a pain in the ass too. It didn't fit in there properly. Yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look at it real quick, right before we go. Yeah, it's up in there. Okay, it fits with the 420 chain. I don't have any clearance issues anywhere. These phase wires are really pushed up on this skid plate. I kind of don't like that. Yeah, I think the more that you loosen it, the more this presses on there. Hopefully that won't be any problems. The connectors should be like a pressure relief point, so I don't think it'll damage it in any way. We'll have to see what happens when we install the KO motor controller. Okay, so yeah, pretty good clearance everywhere here. All right, I'm sticking my finger in here. You can see it right there. It's not touching anything. All right, just this phase wire coming out of the whatever. Which one is this one? I think it's the green one. Whatever the one on the bottom is, it's touching the skid plate. The other one's not so bad. Okay. So fitment wise, and this is what the Racespec Sur Ron skid plate. I don't know what other skid plates you guys are using. Should I get a new skid plate in the future? Maybe. I don't know. All right. So the hall sensor wire comes out here. All right, and it comes out here. Yeah, man, all I'm saying is this sticks out a whole lot. All right, a whole lot. Yeah, so we got some pretty good clearance here now. All right, so that now that it's halfway, so when we have to adjust this and it goes down here, it's gonna touch this. All right, for sure it's gonna touch it. All right, right now it's pretty snug in there. All right, but this doesn't. The wire is no problem with the skid plate. All right, when it goes down, yeah, I don't think it'll have any problem with it. I think I had it where the wire was coming up over the bolt before, but I decided to go down instead. Okay, and like I said, it sticks out a whole lot. Like it doesn't go past the frame. All right, the good thing it doesn't go past the frame, but yeah, definitely the Sur Ron motor was like in there. Okay, guys. This one, not so much. This is like a freaking burly motor. Say, all right. Yeah, so you got a good gap. You got a good amount of gap here. It's really, really close to the frame, but it's not touching it. Okay, so I guess they did a good job there. Before the bolt was touching. I mean the rivet nut, whatever it's called. It was touching the case. Oh, yeah, I can see it. It rubbed some of the anodizing off. All right, so it's like it's way over there, and the bolt is right here. Okay, so that tells you how much the motor moves when you're adjusting it. Okay, so all I can say is, yeah, we're when the chain starts to stretch and it gets to like down here, we need to change it like right away. Okay, so we can't use the full motion, all right, of the motor, the chain adjustment, yeah, the chain adjuster. Okay, we can't use the full motion of it anymore. Okay, so we're halfway right now, so we still got a good ways to go. Okay, this chain is still in really good shape, so I'll put it through some torture. We'll see if it lasts 2022. Okay, the good thing is that chain is really easy to replace, man. I'm super happy with it. I wish I had just gone with that first. Okay, so there's the master link. All right, the chain fit in there all good and everything. All right, I've got about 5 millimeters of play on the chain. Okay, needs a little bit of play. And yeah, so like I mentioned in a previous video, if your chain comes out and it wraps around the counter sprocket, man, there's not a whole lot of space in there. Look, you can maybe fit 2.5 chains. All right, if you were to stack 2.5 of these chain links up, then it would start to hit this. Okay, so people are saying, oh, it's really strong, it's not gonna damage it. Well, we'll find out. Okay, we'll find out. All right, but yeah, I'm not gonna do it on purpose. All right. It's a really expensive motor. I don't want to break it. Like, I don't want to physically break it. I just want to say, all right, I want to electrically break it. Okay. Then hey, you could say, hey, Zmega broke the freaking KO motor, man. Like, couldn't handle it. But I'm gonna put it through some torture tests this year. Hopefully, we can win some trophies with it, guys. Okay. Hopefully that extra power will help us get on the podium. Okay, I would like to get the KO Tech swing arm. All right, one of my complaints about the swing arm is just not stiff enough. All right, it kind of twists and stuff when it just wasn't made to do the stuff that Racespec is making it do. Okay, plus it'll be the KO motor swing arm is a little bit longer, so you'll gain a little more stability. I think that would be good, especially for supermoto, especially when you got this much power. All right, it'll be good for the drag strip, so you don't wind up on your ass, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's the end of the installation video. In the next video, we'll actually fire it up and we'll try to get it to work with the BSC 4000, the Electric Race Technologies BSC 4000, and see if we can tune it with the NXT display. All right, it has an auto tune function on it, and then all we hit is run. All right, run the tune, and yeah. So I think we're gonna have to reverse the motor. Yeah, that makes me wonder, can this run in reverse? I'm pretty sure it could. All you gotta do is reverse the phases, right? And anyway, well, that'll be the next video. Look forward to it. But yeah, I'm telling you, man, the skid plate and the motor they did not play nice. Okay, that just makes me wonder what other skid plates is the KO motor compatible with. All right, I have to have a skid plate. All right, guys, I can't not have a skid plate. All right. One, I use it with this stand. I like using this stand. I need to use this stand so I can put my tire warmers on. Okay, so, and then yeah, I need it so just in case I do trial stuff sometimes, and I'm bashing up the skid plate a lot. You know, I never broke the Sur Ron motor, so we'll see. Okay, all right, thanks for watching. Check the next video out on the KO motor. So far looks pretty good. That thing is beefy, man. I'm telling you, it's literally almost half the cost of the bike. So yeah, hopefully it'll be worth it. But it doesn't matter anyways, because Hades Omega, I need a motor anyways, so might as well get a better one. All right, but it would be nice if you could use it with the ASI controller if you wanted to. All right, one thing I do like about I haven't used the KO motor controller yet, but I do like the ASI controller for the regen throttle. All right, the KO motor doesn't have one, so hopefully we can get by with off throttle regen, but I'm gonna miss it. Okay, here's we go.